Anthony, thanks for visiting us today. My name is John Chiha. I'm the CEO of Gleam Chemicals, a company started by my father over 35 years ago. I'm 50 years of age. Me and my family run this business as a family business, as my father recently passed away and left us quite a big ship to steer. So our family is from Ban in Lebanon. We're a very devout Maronite Catholic family. My father came here when he was 16 and brought his idea to Australia. I'm born in Australia myself and born in here, just here around the corner here in Auburn Hospital, funny enough. I reside in the city. I live in Sydney. Our attachment to Lebanon comes from our grandfather, really, our heritage. My father had a lot of passion for Lebanon and returned to his village many times to, try to do as much work for the community, for the village as he could. It'll always be our roots. Obviously, we're farmers from way back. My grandfather was very big into orchards, and we grew a lot of apples and olives. And unfortunately, with the political situation at the moment, it's very difficult for us to travel. But we're very keen on returning to Lebanon as soon as possible. But as I said, with the unrest that's there now, it's probably not the best time to travel. But we're really looking forward to heading over there and seeing our roots. My older brother has been many times, and my parents, before my father passed, were there quite recent. And yeah, we love the old culture of Lebanon. So the company is called Gleam Chemicals Australia. We're a chemical manufacturing packaging supplier to the hospitality industry. We have thousands of satisfied clients all over Australia, ranging from hotels to hospitals, especially restaurants and clubs, big clubs. We manufacture everything here on site at our premises at 13 Malta Street, Fairfield. The company goes back to 40 years when my father first migrated to Australia when he was 15 years old, and was a very entrepreneurial man, and had this vision of starting a chemical company. And we started off in the backyard, and my father originally met a chemist who we originally used to buy the chemicals from a supplier and then resell, and then Dad got the vision of making his own. And it goes back that far that we used to mix them up in the kitchen. And through God's grace, Dad was able to meet an amazing chemist who's now rated one of the best chemists in the world. He's one of Valvoline and head chemists. And Dad was able to formulate some amazing products with him. And over the years of nurturing and working with clients, we were able to make some very cost-effective, super concentrated products that now pretty much 70% of the restaurants in Sydney are using. So we've been able to conquer that market quite well due to innovation over many years of production and improving products. I mean, look, when we first started, like everyone, we were babies and we were just trying to learn on, taking our first steps. But my father had this passion and desire to, make everything gleam. So we look back now and it's 35 years later, and me and my brother Joseph and my sisters and my mother especially, we're all hands-on here in the company, and we've created a massive business in my father's legacy, and the company is growing on its laurels daily. Currently, as I said, we have thousands of satisfied clients. Thank the Lord, we can't even keep up with the demand of product. Our product range has increased dramatically, so we not only manufacture chemicals now, we actually produce paper. And we have our own manufacturing facility here. Our paper is manufactured by our partners all over the world. We manufacture in Malaysia, we manufacture in China, we even do some work in Thailand, and we make everything. So this year our incentive is to make everything gleam and everything green. So we're very conscious of the environment at the moment, and with all the stringent laws that have come out recently, we're focused on making everything biodegradable. So we'll be able to take you through the factory and show you our new range of products, which is all safe and biodegradable completely. So if you're a restaurant owner, basically what gives us an edge on everybody else is we're the only company that are a one-stop shop complete And what I mean by that is you can get any chemical that's required for occupational health and safety, anything of that nature. We also have all packaging products. We do branding. We brand products in your name, and our turnaround time is extremely fast in comparison to other suppliers. We're extremely competitive. So for a restaurant, we could come in and overnight give them everything they need as a one-stop shop, including training, which not many companies do. So we pride ourselves on being a facility that's very unique as a supplier because, as I said, we do everything. So recently, obviously, we do manufacture here in our facility all the chemicals because the law in regards to chemical manufacture is quite stringent. So therefore, we wouldn't take a risk in bringing in any chemical in because we need to be hands-on with that. We now have laboratories to make that, and our H&S and quality assurance is extremely paramount when it comes to kitchens. But in regards to paper goods, for example, burger boxes, sugarcane straws, toilet paper, we're a massive importer of toilet paper on a massive scale. We manufacture our own sugarcane straws. We can import worldwide. We're currently more of an importer to Australia, but our factories are ready to distribute anywhere in the world. So I'm going to introduce you to my mother, who obviously, behind every good business, obviously there was my father, who was, as I said, an amazing man. He came here when he was 15 years old, but behind my father there's a woman that not many people know about, which I'd like to introduce you to, and that's my mother.
The backyard. My husband came to this country. He's never been to school in this country, yet he read and write better than anyone who's been to university. And he was a very smart businessman. But unfortunately, he passed away a year and nearly 2 years. So this is what he did for his children. He did a beautiful legacy, left a beautiful legacy for them. And that's all I can tell you. He worked very hard. He was a very, very smart man. He was good with the Lebanese community. People respected him. He respected everyone, never spoke ill of anyone. Well, he started first. He used to go and buy the big drums and put them in 5 litres, and then he started going to restaurants, milk bars, hotels, motels, clubs, and he started in a very small way, and then every year he would expand and get bigger and bigger. Then he bought the first factory in Maryland, that was the 3rd factory that he bought in Maryland. And from there we moved to here. And what can I tell you? He was just a brilliant businessman. I'll tell you how we got here. My father came here 2 years before us. Then he sent for us to come, and there was 5 of us, 5 children and mum. So we came here. Then mum had another 4 children, so there was 9 of us. And I was the first one to get married. I'm not the oldest in the family, but I was the first one to get married. And after we got married, we started the business. We started the business in a small way, but every year it became bigger and bigger and better, because he was determined to make this business do well. And he was, like I said, a very smart businessman. He would go into a club where people would be waiting for months and months to get in, and he'll walk right in, speak to the people there, and he'll get the business. And he was moving from one place, and we never advertised for our business. It was all word by mouth. And that's how the business started growing. People were telling each other, look, this company's very good, they're honest, they do a good job and all this. So that's how we started the business. Well, every year he used to go back, because I had no one in Lebanon. I had only one auntie, and he had his mum and dad and his brother and his sister. But I had no one. But I used to go back with him every year because I loved Lebanon. Lebanon, I'll go there in a heartbeat. But without him, it means nothing to me anymore. Nearly 35 years ago, when the war started in Lebanon, my father would be glued to the television waiting to see what's happening in Lebanon, because that's where he grew up. It's their roots. And Mum was a very holy woman. She was a living saint, my mother. I can't tell you about my mother, but you ask other people and they'll tell you what she was like. And she loved Lebanon. And they put this love into our heart, because we were only little when we came here. We didn't know much about Lebanon. I was never educated in Lebanon because I was 5 years of age. So we grew up here, but we never went back. My mother never went back. My father never went back to Lebanon. But their heart was always there, because they were bringing up 9 children, and they died young. My mum died in her 60s, Dad died in his 70s. So they didn't have a chance. When they were comfortable and they can go back, they passed away. You know, and it was a really sad, it's a sad story about my parents. And when we got married, my husband said, every year we're going back to Lebanon. I said, yeah, by all means, why not? Every year we went back to Lebanon. My father-in-law said to my father-in-law, look, tomorrow Easter's coming and we don't have anything, like we need some eggs for the children and whatever. So anyway, he said to her, he went like that, Allah biyab'at yamaro, like that with his hand. So anyway, he's gone into the barn and he's trying to feed, you know, the cows and the whatever they had in the barn. So anyway, he's moving the hay around and he sees this big round egg, full of eggs in front. And anyway, he put them in a box. He walked into the house to my mother-in-law and he said, Laiki amaru ma altillik Allah biyab'at. And that was it. That's where my husband got this word from, his father, Allah biyab'at. And that was the famous word that he used to use every day. Whenever he walked out the door, and we had big bills, believe me, we had big bills. I used to say, Louis, we got this, we got that, we got... Don't worry, Habibta, Allah biyab'at. That was his word. And Allah does biyab'at, believe me, if you believe in him.